Don't miss any of the action at Oceanside, Chula Vista, Torrey Pines, and many more San Diego schools. Download the free UT Preps app on Google Play or the Apple App Store.
Welcome back inside Canyonside Baseball and Softball Academy. We've got Tommy, Dave, and Christian here for another San Diego Prep Insider Baseball podcast. The last one of the regular season, guys, so I'm getting a little antsy right now. How about you guys?
Playoffs?
Yeah, exactly.
Playoffs!
So we will have a playoff game, pick'em game that we'll talk about later. I just want to make sure I get that out there in the front. But first, we got to start with the top 10. Dave, who's in your top 10 for this final week?
All right, I'm going to leave LCC in for the last week. At number 1, Eastlake is going to stick at number 2 for me. I moved Vista up to number 3. They've been playing really good, had a great season. RB will be at number 4 for me. Cathedral, number 5. Granite Hills, number 6. Santana, number 7. Poway, number 8. Torrey Pines, 9. And for the last week, I've got Helix, Grossmont, and Coronado in my 10 spot.
Oh, boo, no one likes to tie. That's okay, we'll be okay with that. A couple guys still tied there at 10. I'll go from backwards. Number 10 for me, Torrey Pines. Number 9, Coronado, back in my top 10. Congratulations, guys. 8, Cathedral. 7, Helix. 6, Granite Hills. 5, RB. 4, Santana. 3, Vista. 2, LCC. And I've still got Eastlake at number 1. And until they show otherwise, I got to keep them there, right? They haven't lost in forever, it feels like.
Now you take all that up, crumple it, and throw it away.
Exactly.
Because the playoffs are here.
Exactly.
And it is time to duke that out.
But before we talk about the playoffs, we have to go talk about last week again, game balls, guys. So Christian, we'll start with you. Who are some guys who caught your eye?
Well, I'm going to give out my first ever double game ball. Ooh. Yeah, this one's for a pair of gems that he threw. Mr. Kendall Burnett with Francis Parker. He's a sophomore. Threw himself back-to-back CGs, getting the dubs, throwing a shutout in there. You know, because that's what everybody does on a standard week of baseball. As a sophomore, because that's standard. Moving on to the only singular game balls, Kyle Hurt from Torrey Pines, putting the Hurt with 10 Ks against CCA. Love the approach he takes to every single batter. It's really an attack the zone kind of thing. Speaking of attacking the zone, Dalton Berry from Santana, 2-hit shutout CG against Monte Vista. He is maybe the dark horse of the most dark horse pitching staff in the entire county. He's also got a pretty decent flow going on, so you might be in the running for the Lettuce of the Year award. Jacob Allred from Cathedral Catholic, 3 for 5 with a walk. RBI, runs scored in a win against a very offensively dominant Patrick Henry team. Josh Pizzo from Claremont, complete game, 3 hits, 1 run versus Sarah. All these guys throwing CGs is like
a joke.
I could have never even imagined getting out of the 3rd in high school. And these kids are just out there dominating like it's their goals in life. And my last one goes to Dylan Spack from Ramona. I really don't think I said that right. Dylan, let me know how you say that. 3 for 4, 3 runs scored, 5 RBIs versus Oceanside, and that rounds out my game.
Nice list. It's senior day for me.
There we go.
Senior day,
moving
baby.
on to the seniors.
Yes, sir.
Just in time for graduation.
I had a plan all along.
Okay.
All right. Mickey Moniak, I'd give him some love. LCC. This is his season line right now. 459 average, 45 hits in 27 games. 41 RBIs, 35 runs, 12 triples, 6 home runs. Quite the line for this guy this year. Probably going to be a first-round draft pick. Look for him when the draft comes
To heck
around.
with the first round, you can be top 10.
Yeah, right. Jordan Wilson, outfielder at Morse. Want to give him some love. He's hitting 464 with 32 hits this year. That's a great season for anyone. James Rutledge over at Torrey Pines, 2 for 4 against CCA. He had 2 dingers in those 2 hits. And that puts him up to 6th this season, so that's one of the top leaders. Congrats to you. Kevin Bristow, Poway, 3 for 4 against RB. He has 31 hits in 28 games. Michael Reichbarger, Vista, another CG master over here. He's got 3 CGs on the year, and he's 8-1. It's part of the reason why they're in the top 5 for both of us. Ryan Isaacson, Scripps Ranch, on senior day, he pitches a CG shutout against Patrick Henry in their 1-0 victory. Congrats to you, quite the way to go out. And Ken Waldachuk, got to see this in person. CG win over Madison in their 2-1 victory. Madison's probably the toughest team in that league right now, and he shut them down.
Best left-handed curveball possibly And that is not just my opinion. That is endorsed by Jeff McCauley from the Scripps Ranch and others.
It's nasty.
So those are the game balls. That's a really good list, guys. That's probably the most extensive list. Glad we get to all these guys. But normally we go to fair or foul here. We're changing things up since this is the last of the regular season. Give out some unofficial awards, I would say. Just mention some guys' names. So Dave, starting with you, who has been your most valuable player in San Diego so far?
Most valuable player for me is on the #2 team this year, Eastlake. It is Julian Escobedo. He's pitched these guys' way, this team's way, all the way to the 23, 24 wins. Plus, he's got a super high average at the plate. I mean, you can't really do more when you're pitching and hitting. So he's going to be my MVP for the year.
And I'm going to go boring here. I'm going to go with the obvious choice, I guess, Mickey Moniak. Mickey, congratulations this year. 12 triples. I mean,
it's an amazing number.
You can tell me anything like that.
That's Jankowski speed.
Yeah, there you go. 12 triples, and I know they're walking you a bunch. I know he's probably not seeing a lot of pitches. He's still able to accomplish that. And I think a triple is honestly more impressive than a home run because it requires so much more than just knocking the ball out of the park.
Totally.
So that's what I got there. So moving on to our pitcher of the year.
Yeah, let's do the Cy Young. For me, it was Kevin Abel. This guy recorded 8 wins, which is top in the county. No one else has more than 8 wins with a .33 ERA. I picked him for my all-league team. If I had to pick a team this year, he would be my ace, my first guy on the hill.
So my first guy on the hill that I would pick from Torrey Pines, Joshua Sidney. Great year so far, Josh. Congratulations. Good luck next year at Valpo. Every time I was looking up the stats and everything like that, I was always kind of checking, like, is his ERA still microscopic like it is? And it always was.
You were kind of waiting for that moment when it was going to balloon back up to a normal level,
right? And
that moment just never came.
Never came. And it's always crazy when if you give up one run, it ruins everything. But I mean, he was able to pretty much throw, not give up any earned runs pretty much the whole season. So amazing. So we have some other awards, Dave. What else you got in your?
I got a Rookie of the Year. This is the Freshman of the Year award. Goes to Miguel Correa over at Hoover. This guy did it all. On the mound, he had 54 strikeouts, and at the plate, a .510 average with 50 hits, 35 RBIs. I mean, incredible numbers. Those guys are hitting in a fun park over there at Hoover, but you can't argue with these numbers. I mean, that guy, he blew every freshman out of the water as far as numbers went.
And another position that needs to get more love, I think, is the catcher. So we have a special Catcher of the Year award, Dave.
I agree. Catcher, pretty much mans the whole field.
They're special people. They're the unsung heroes of every baseball team.
You could put a whole MVP, section for these guys too. My Catcher of the Year was Zeke Shockley, a Calvin Christian. I think his best number was he had 18 caught stealing. Shutting down the running game is always a quality for your pitcher. That was helpful, I bet, for those guys. And last stat for him, he had a .549 batting average, so getting it done at the plate, lots of power.
And a couple catchers I want to mention too. I had a tough time deciding between the two. Ryan Orr at LCC, Hayden Hastings at Francis Parker, and we interviewed them both at the TV show, so shameless plug right now. Go ahead, head to the website, check those interviews out. They're awesome.
We talked to a lot of great players this year, which everyone should take a few moments to go back and look at the podcast, the shows. A lot of great baseball players, and not all of them seniors who are going on next level. There are going to be some kids that are coming back next year. It's great to see all this. Some players that we didn't get to mention today. Dylan Schrum, I thought, was one of the most shut down pitchers, especially being a lefty who can get a lot of strikeouts. He plays out there for Granite Hills.
Also on the TV show.
Also on the TV show. Jose Cerda from Montgomery, I think, is one of the pitchers that maybe didn't always get a full team support behind him, but very easily could have been in that Cy Young competition. You got to give out some other just general shout outs to a couple of teams. Hoover, you mentioned them having that Rookie of the Year. They are a team that is overqualified to be where they're at in their division right now, and is only going to keep getting better. They're losing 5 seniors. 2 of them are real contributors. So a lot of this lineup that's currently 20-5 is coming back. Yeah. And that really, to me, is one of maybe the scariest team awards that we should be giving out. I mean, there's a lot of those.
Right, I'll go ahead and mention this as well. A team that has been in my top 10 frequently, and they're right now number 4 for me is Santana. I thought they'd have a good year. I didn't expect it to be as good as it is. And I know we mentioned them a little bit earlier with Barry, but I mean, amazing job by the Sultans. I can't wait to see what they do in the playoffs, because it's been fun to watch them play as well.
My pick for Team of the Year almost could be Coronado. I mean, these guys clinched league yesterday with a 22-5 record for the year. They're making a strong case for where they are as far as the best team in their division. I also wanted to throw a shout out to Kelvin Mitchell over at RB with probably the most phenomenal, powerful season of the year. I mean,
And only a junior.
only a junior, 10 bombs, going into a senior year, just with those numbers alone, I mean, he's going to be a high draft pick also, so a good guy to watch, a good guy to follow, as you'll be hearing his name picked for sure.
It's nice that the county is not dominated by, oh, we're a pitching heavy county, or we're a power, all-out offensive onslaught type county. We're looking at a couple of teams that have great hitting, a couple teams that have great pitching, a lot of teams, surprisingly great base stealing this year.
Yeah.
I know that when you guys were picking your all-star teams in the middle of the season, like your first 6 hitters were all capable of swiping bags every which way. So it's going to be an interesting thing when it comes down to playoffs, because there is kind of a logjam divisions 1 through 5 in terms of the top 5 teams in each division. And I don't think, other than the battle between LCC and Eastlake eventually that will happen for open division, I don't think there's any one team right now where we're looking at, oh, those guys are going to run away with it.
And speaking of that, trying to figure out who's going to run away with it, got to mention this again. We will have a pick-em game, for the playoffs, just like we did with the other sports. So once the brackets come out, we will come out with that game. Go ahead, fill out your brackets, play with your friends.
That's the next time you're going to see us. We'll be coming back at you as soon as those brackets drop over the weekend with all of our breakdown and analysis of the playoffs.
Playoff edition, baby.
Playoffs edition are almost here.
Right.
Should be awesome. We will see you then.